What if your body already knows how to heal itself? What if the cure for many of your ailments isn't found in a bottle, but within you? Have you ever considered that ancient wisdom might hold the secret to unlocking your body's natural healing abilities? These aren't just philosophical questions, they're invitations to discover something extraordinary that has been hiding in plain sight for thousands of years. Imagine possessing the knowledge to help your body heal naturally without relying solely on external remedies. Picture waking up each day feeling energized, balanced, and connected to your own innate healing power. This isn't fantasy or wishful thinking, it's the wisdom that Buddhist monks and ancient healers have practiced for millennia. And today, we're bringing these powerful secrets directly to you. Our bodies are remarkable. They possess an incredible intelligence, a natural ability to restore balance and heal from within. Yet in our modern world, we've become disconnected from this wisdom. We've forgotten how to listen to our bodies, how to nurture them properly, and how to activate their self-healing mechanisms. The ancient rules we're about to explore will reconnect you with this forgotten knowledge. These 10 ancient Buddhist principles aren't merely historical teachings gathering dust in old temples. They're living, breathing practices that can transform your health right now, today. Each rule acts as a key, unlocking a different aspect of your body's healing potential. Together, they form a complete systema roadmap to wellness that doesn't require expensive treatments or complicated procedures. Just your commitment, your awareness, and your willingness to embrace time-tested wisdom. Throughout this video, we'll journey through each of these 10 powerful rules. You'll discover how simple practices can reduce inflammation, boost your immune system, calm chronic pain, and restore vitality to tired organs. We'll explore how your thoughts influence your physical health, how breathing techniques can detoxify your body, and how ancient movement practices can unlock energy pathways you never knew existed. Each rule builds upon the last, creating a holistic approach to healing that addresses not just symptoms, but root causes. This isn't about rejecting modern medicine, it's about empowering yourself with additional tools that work in harmony with your body's natural design. It's about prevention, balance, and awakening the healer that already resides within you. The monks who developed these practices understood something profound, that the body, mind, and spirit are interconnected, and when we nurture all three, healing happens naturally. We strongly encourage you to watch this entire video from beginning to end. Each rule we reveal contains wisdom that could be the missing piece in your personal health puzzle. Skipping ahead might mean missing the very insight that could change your life. These teachings have been refined over centuries, and each one deserves your full attention. If you find value in what we're sharing today, please take a moment to click the like button and subscribe to our Wisdom Diaries channel. Your support helps us continue bringing these life-changing teachings to people around the world. By subscribing, you'll join a growing community of individuals who are taking charge of their health naturally, learning to work with their bodies rather than against them. You'll receive regular updates on ancient wisdom adapted for modern living, ensuring you never miss an opportunity to enhance your well-being. Are you ready to discover how your body can become its own medicine? Are you prepared to learn practices that have healed countless individuals across centuries? Then let's begin this transformative journey together. What you're about to learn could very well change the way you think about health, healing, and the extraordinary capabilities hidden within your own body. Let's unlock these ancient secrets and awaken your natural healing power. Rule 1. The art of mindful breathing and cellular renewal. Let's begin with something you're doing right now without even thinking about it: breathing. But what if I told you that the way you breathe could be the difference between disease and vitality? Ancient rule. Number 1. The power of breath, pranayama consciousness. Every moment of your life, from your first cry to your last whisper, is marked by breath. Yet, most of us go through our entire lives never truly understanding the profound healing power contained in something so simple, so automatic. The ancient masters knew what modern science is only now beginning to confirm. Your breath is far more than just oxygen entering your lungs. It's the bridge between your conscious mind and your body's deepest healing mechanisms. In ancient traditions, breath was considered the vital life force, known as prana. This isn't just poetic language, it's a recognition that breath carries energy, intelligence, and healing potential throughout every cell of your body. When you breathe consciously, you're not just filling your lungs with air. You're activating a cascade of healing responses that can reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, calm anxiety, and even boost your immune system. The Master's first lesson. There's a beautiful story from Zen tradition about a young student who traveled far to study with a renowned master, hoping to learn the secrets of perfect health and longevity. The student arrived with notebooks, prepared to record complex formulas and elaborate practices. But the master simply sat him down and said, "Before we begin anything else, you must learn to breathe." The student was confused and slightly insulted. "Master, I've been breathing my entire life. I've come here to learn advanced techniques, not something so basic." The master smiled gently and replied, "You've been surviving with breath your entire life, but you've never truly breathed. Watch." The master took a slow, deep breath, so deliberate and conscious that the student could almost see the air filling every corner of the master's lungs, feel the pause at the top, and witness the controlled, peaceful release. The master's face glowed with calm energy, and the student suddenly understood. He had never actually paid attention to a single breath in his entire life. "When you learn to breathe with full awareness," the master continued, "you will discover that most of your ailments will begin to heal themselves. The breath is the first medicine, and often the only medicine you need." The student spent the next 3 months doing nothing but breathing consciously, and in those 3 months, his chronic headaches disappeared, his digestion improved, his sleep became restful, and his mind found a clarity he'd never experienced before. How conscious breathing activates healing. Your breath has a direct hotline to your autonomic nervous system, the control center, that manages everything from your heart rate to your digestion, from your immune response to your stress levels. When you breathe unconsciously, especially when stressed, you tend to take shallow, rapid breaths that keep your body in a state of fight or flight. This chronic stress state is the root cause of countless modern diseases. But here's the remarkable part. Conscious breathing immediately shifts you out of this stress response and into what's called the parasympathetic state, your body's natural healing mode. In this state, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, stress hormones decrease, and your body redirects energy toward repair and restoration. Inflammation decreases, digestion improves, and your immune system strengthens. Think of your breath as a dimmer switch for your stress response. Shallow breathing turns the stress dial up high, flooding your system with cortisol and adrenaline. Deep, conscious breathing turns it down, allowing your body to remember its natural state of balance and health. Every deep breath you take is like sending a message throughout your entire body. It's safe now. You can heal, you can restore, you can regenerate. The 4-7-8 breathing technique. Now let's get practical. One of the most powerful breathing techniques you can practice is called the 4-7-8 method. This simple practice has been used for centuries to activate deep healing, reduce anxiety, improve sleep, and reset the nervous system. Here's how it works. Step 1. Sit comfortably with your spine straight. Place the tip of your tongue against the ridge behind your upper front teeth and keep it there throughout the practice. Step 2. Exhale completely through your mouth, making a gentle whooshing sound. Step 3. Close your mouth and inhale quietly through your nose for a count of 4. Feel your belly expand, not just your chest. Step 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. During this pause, imagine healing energy distributing throughout your entire body. Step 5. Exhale completely through your mouth for a count of 8, making the same whooshing sound. Empty your lungs fully. That's one complete cycle. Begin with 4 cycles, twice a day, once in the morning and once before bed. As you become more comfortable, you can gradually increase to 8 cycles per session. The specific ratio of 4-7-8 is crucial. The extended hold allows oxygen to fully penetrate your bloodstream, while the long exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system powerfully. This pattern has been shown to lower heart rate, reduce blood pressure, and induce a state of deep calm that promotes healing. Scientific backing. Nervous system regulation. Modern medical research has validated what ancient practitioners knew intuitively. Studies show that controlled breathing practices can significantly reduce markers of inflammation, lower cortisol levels, improve heart rate variability, a key indicator of overall health, and even alter gene expression related to immune function and stress response. When you practice conscious breathing, you're literally changing your body at a cellular level. Your cells receive more oxygen, which enhances their ability to produce energy and eliminate toxins. Your lymphatic system, which relies on deep breathing to move, becomes more efficient at removing waste and fighting infection. Research from Harvard Medical School has demonstrated that regular breathing practices can be as effective as medication for conditions like hypertension, anxiety disorders, and chronic pain without any side effects. In fact, the only side effect is improved overall well-being. Your vagus nerve, which runs from your brain through your chest and into your abdomen, plays a crucial role in healing. Deep breathing stimulates this nerve, activating what scientists call the relaxation response, a state where healing happens most efficiently. Daily Practice Guide. Making breath awareness a part of your daily life doesn't require hours of practice or special equipment. Here's a simple guide to integrate healing breath work into your routine. Morning practice, 5 minutes. Before you even get out of bed, do 4 cycles of 4-7-8 breathing. This sets a calm, centered tone for your entire day and activates your body's healing response first thing. Mindful moments throughout the day. Set gentle reminders on your phone for 3 times during the day. When the reminder sounds, pause whatever you're doing and take 3 deep, conscious breaths. Notice how your body feels before and after. Stress response breathing. Whenever you notice yourself feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed, stop and do the 4-7-8 technique for just 2 cycles. This interrupts the stress response before it can cause harm. Evening practice, 10 minutes. Before bed, practice conscious breathing while lying down. This could be 4-7-8 breathing, or simply placing one hand on your belly and one on your chest, breathing deeply so that your belly hand rises more than your chest hand. This diaphragmatic breathing prepares your body for restorative sleep. Walking breath meditation. Once a day, take a short walk where you coordinate your breathing with your steps. For example, inhale for 4 steps, hold for 4 steps, exhale for 4 steps. This combines movement with breath awareness for enhanced benefits. Remember, consistency matters more than duration. 5 minutes of daily practice will transform your health more than an occasional hour-long session. Your breath is always with you, which means your most powerful healing tool is always available. As you continue this practice, you'll notice something remarkable. Breathing consciously becomes more natural. Your body begins to prefer deeper, slower breaths. You'll catch yourself automatically taking healing breaths during stressful moments. This is your body remembering its natural state where healing happens effortlessly. The ancient masters placed breath first in their teachings for a reason. Master your breath, and you've taken the first powerful step toward allowing your body to cure its own diseases. Everything else we'll explore builds upon this fundamental practice. Ancient rule number 2, mindful eating, food as medicine. We eat multiple times every day, yet most of us have never truly experienced a single meal. We eat while scrolling through our phones, working at our desks, watching television, or rushing between appointments. We shovel food into our mouths without tasting it, without appreciating it, and certainly without recognizing its profound power to heal or harm our bodies. The ancient Buddhist masters understood something that our modern world has forgotten. Eating is not just about filling your stomach, it's a sacred act of medicine, an opportunity for healing with every single bite. In the Buddhist tradition, food is viewed as medicine, and the act of eating is considered a meditation, a practice that can transform your relationship with your body and unlock its natural healing abilities. When you eat with full awareness, something remarkable happens. Your digestion improves, your body absorbs nutrients more efficiently, inflammation decreases, and you naturally begin to choose foods that heal rather than harm. The way you eat matters just as much as what you eat. In fact, you could be eating the healthiest foods on the planet, but if you're eating them while stressed, distracted, or rushed, your body cannot properly digest or utilize those nutrients. Conversely, even simple foods eaten with gratitude and awareness become powerful medicine for your body. The rice bowl meditation. There's an enlightening story from a Zen monastery that perfectly illustrates this principle. A wealthy businessman, suffering from chronic digestive problems despite seeing the best doctors and taking numerous medications, heard about a Zen master who had helped many people heal through simple practices. Desperate for relief, he traveled to the remote monastery. When he arrived, he expected complex herbal formulas or elaborate healing rituals. Instead, the master simply invited him to stay for a meal. The businessman sat down eagerly, ready to eat the monastery's legendary healing foods. But before anyone touched their food, the master rang a small bell. Everything stopped. Complete silence filled the room. The master slowly picked up his bowl of rice, held it gently in both hands, and gazed at it with profound appreciation. He closed his eyes, took a slow breath, and seemed to be expressing deep gratitude. Then, after a long moment, he picked up a single grain of rice with his chopsticks, brought it to his lips, placed it in his mouth, and chewed it slowly 50 times before swallowing. The businessman watched in amazement. This single grain of rice received more attention than most people give to an entire meal. The master continued this way, each bite a meditation, each chew deliberate and conscious. The simple meal took nearly an hour. Frustrated, the businessman blurted out, "Master, I came here seeking healing, not to watch you eat rice all day." The master smiled peacefully. "And yet, you have just witnessed the most powerful medicine I can offer you. Your stomach problems are not from the food you eat, but from the way you eat. You devour your meals in minutes, barely chewing, your mind scattered in a dozen directions. Your stomach receives food like a war zone receives supplies, chaotic, rushed, unprepared. How can your body heal when you treat it this way?" The master continued, "Stay here for 1 week. Eat only simple foods, but eat them as you just saw me eat. Give each bite your complete attention. Chew thoroughly. Express gratitude. Watch what happens." The businessman stayed, skeptical but willing. For 7 days, he ate simple monastery food, rice, vegetables, tea, but he ate with complete awareness, chewing each bite at least 30 times, noticing flavors he'd never tasted before despite eating similar foods his entire life. By the 3rd day, his chronic stomach pain had diminished. By the 7th day, it was completely gone. He had spent thousands on doctors and medications when the real medicine was simply learning to eat with awareness. He returned home not with prescriptions, but with a practice that would heal him for the rest of his life. Chewing, meditation, and digestive health. Let's talk about something most people completely overlook: chewing. It sounds too simple to be important, but proper chewing might be one of the most powerful healing practices you can adopt. Digestion doesn't begin in your stomach, it begins in your mouth. Every time you chew, you're not just breaking down food mechanically, you're mixing it with enzymes in your saliva that start the digestive process. When you chew thoroughly, ideally 30 to 50 times per bite, several healing things happen simultaneously. First, you physically break down food into tiny particles that your stomach can process much more easily. This reduces bloating, gas, and indigestion. Second, the enzymes in your saliva begin breaking down carbohydrates, giving your digestive system a head start. Third, chewing signals to your stomach to prepare digestive juices, making the entire process more efficient. But here's what most people don't realize. When you don't chew properly, you force your stomach to work overtime trying to break down large chunks of food. This creates stress on your digestive system, leads to poor nutrient absorption, and can cause inflammation throughout your gut. Over time, this chronic digestive stress contributes to countless health problems, from acid reflux and irritable bowel syndrome to fatigue and weakened immunity. Chewing meditation transforms eating from an unconscious habit into a healing practice. Here's how to do it. With your next meal, choose one bite, just one, to chew mindfully. Place the food in your mouth and put down your utensils. Close your eyes. Chew slowly, counting each chew until you reach 30. Notice the texture, the flavors, how the food changes in your mouth. Notice the urge to swallow before you've finished chewing. This urge is just habit. Observe it without acting on it. This single bite of mindful chewing will teach you more about your eating patterns than years of dieting. You'll discover that you normally swallow food that's barely chewed. You'll notice how rushed you usually are. You'll experience, perhaps for the first time, the actual taste of your food. Eating with gratitude and awareness before each meal, the Buddhist monks pause. They don't just dive into their food. They take a moment to acknowledge where this food came from: the sun that grew it, the rain that watered it, the soil that nourished it, the hands that harvested and prepared it. This isn't just a nice ritual, it's a practice that fundamentally changes how your body receives and processes food. When you eat with gratitude, your nervous system shifts into the parasympathetic mode, the same healing state we discussed with conscious breathing. In this relaxed state, your body produces more digestive enzymes, blood flow increases to your digestive organs, and nutrient absorption improves dramatically. Gratitude literally makes your body better at extracting healing compounds from your food. Contrast this with eating while stressed, angry, or anxious. In these states, your sympathetic nervous system is activated, your fight or flight mode. Blood flow decreases to your digestive system, enzyme production drops, and your gut becomes inflamed. You could be eating the healthiest meal imaginable, but your stressed body cannot properly digest or absorb it. Here's a simple practice. Before each meal, take 3 deep breaths. On the third breath, bring to mind one thing you're grateful for about this food. It could be gratitude for the nourishment it provides, appreciation for whoever prepared it, or simply thankfulness that you have food when many don't. Hold this feeling of gratitude for just 10 seconds before you begin eating. This brief pause does something profound. It signals to your entire body that you're safe, cared for, and ready to receive nourishment. Your body responds by optimizing all its digestive processes. It's like the difference between throwing supplies at someone in chaos versus handing them a gift with care. The 80% full principle, hara hachi bu, one of the most powerful eating practices, comes from Okinawa, Japan, a place famous for having some of the longest-lived, healthiest people on Earth. They follow a principle called hara hachi bu, which means eating until you're 80% full, not 100% full. This simple rule is one of their secrets to longevity and freedom from disease. Why stop at 80%? Because your body needs energy to digest food. When you eat until you're completely full, or worse, overfull, you force your body to divert massive amounts of energy toward digestion. This is why you feel tired and sluggish after a large meal. All your body's resources are focused on processing the excessive food, leaving little energy for healing, repair, and other vital functions. When you consistently overeat, even by a little bit each meal, you create chronic stress on your digestive system, your pancreas, your liver, your entire body. Over time, this contributes to insulin resistance, weight gain, inflammation, and premature aging. Your body is so busy dealing with excess food that it can't focus on healing and maintaining optimal health. Eating to 80% fullness keeps your body in a state where digestion is easy and efficient. You have plenty of energy after meals instead of feeling drained. Your body can focus on healing, immune function, and cellular repair. Plus, there's emerging research showing that mild caloric restriction, which naturally happens when you stop at 80%, activates longevity genes and increases lifespan. But how do you know when you're 80% full? This is where mindful eating becomes crucial. When you eat quickly and distractedly, you blow past this point without even noticing. Your stomach sends signals to your brain, but these signals take about 20 minutes to register. If you eat fast, you can consume far more than you need before your brain gets the message. Here's the practice. Eat slowly and pause halfway through your meal. Put down your utensils, take a few breaths, and check in with your body. Ask yourself, could I stop here and feel satisfied? Often the answer is yes. If not, Continue eating but pause again when you think you're approaching fullness. Stop when you feel satisfied but not stuffed, when you could comfortably eat more but don't need to. This practice requires you to trust your body's signals and resist the urge to clean your plate just because food is there. It's not about deprivation, it's about honoring your body's actual needs rather than habitual patterns. Foods that heal versus foods that harm. Now let's address what you're putting into your body. Ancient wisdom teaches that food can be medicine or poison. The choice is yours with every meal. But this isn't about rigid rules or eliminating entire food groups. It's about awareness and understanding how different foods affect your body's ability to heal. Foods that heal share common characteristics. They're whole, unprocessed, and as close to their natural state as possible. Think fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, and clean proteins. These foods are packed with nutrients, fiber, and compounds that reduce inflammation, support your immune system, and give your body the building blocks it needs for repair and regeneration. Particularly powerful healing foods include leafy greens, rich in chlorophyll that detoxify your body, berries loaded with antioxidants that fight cellular damage, fermented foods like kimchi and sauerkraut that support gut health, ginger and turmeric with potent anti-inflammatory properties, and green tea containing compounds that boost immunity and promote longevity. On the other hand, foods that harm your body's healing capacity are typically processed, refined, and loaded with additives. Refined sugars cause inflammation and spike your blood sugar, creating stress throughout your entire system. Processed oils contribute to oxidative stress and inflammation at the cellular level. Artificial additives and preservatives burden your liver and kidneys, your body's detoxification systems. But here's what's most important. The Buddhist approach isn't about strict rules or guilt. It's about developing awareness of how different foods make you feel. Start noticing, after you eat processed, sugary foods, how does your body feel an hour later? What about after a meal of fresh, whole foods? Your body will tell you what heals it and what harms it. You just need to listen. If you want to learn more about transforming your relationship with food and discovering other ancient practices that activate your body's healing power, subscribe to our channel. We're building a community of people who are taking charge of their health naturally. Begin with one meal, just one. Eat it slowly, chew thoroughly, express gratitude, and stop at 80% full. Notice how different you feel. This isn't just about that one meal, it's about beginning to treat eating as the healing practice it was always meant to be. When you change how you eat, you change how your body heals. Ancient rule number 3. Silence and stillness. The healing power of meditation. In our modern world, silence has become almost extinct. From the moment we wake to the moment we sleep, we're bombarded with noise, phones buzzing, televisions blaring, cars honking, people talking, music playing. Even in our quietest moments, our minds chatter endlessly, replaying conversations, worrying about the future, planning, judging, analyzing. We've become so uncomfortable with silence that we fill every empty moment with distraction. But here's what the ancient masters knew. Your body performs its deepest healing in silence and stillness. Think about when your body does its most important repair work while you sleep, in complete stillness and silence. This isn't coincidental. When you're still and quiet, your body shifts all its resources away from dealing with external stimulation and toward internal restoration. Your cells regenerate, your immune system strengthens, inflammation decreases, and damaged tissues repair themselves. Silence isn't just peaceful, it's medicinal. Why the body heals in stillness? Your body is incredibly intelligent, but it can only focus on so many tasks at once. When you're constantly moving, thinking, reacting, and processing external stimuli, your body operates in a state of mild stress. Energy flows toward your muscles, your senses, and your thinking mind. Very little energy remains for healing, detoxification, and cellular repair. But when you enter true stillness, not just physical stillness, but mental and emotional stillness, something extraordinary happens. Your stress hormones plummet, your blood pressure drops, Your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, and your body receives a clear message. It's safe, we can heal now. In this state, your body activates what scientists call the relaxation response. But what it really is your healing response. Your immune cells become more active. Your body produces more growth hormone, which repairs tissues. Your brain clears out toxins through the glymphatic system. Inflammation markers in your blood decrease significantly. Your digestive system, which often shuts down during stress, begins functioning optimally again. The ancient practitioners understood this intuitively. They observed that people who regularly practiced stillness and silence lived longer, suffered from fewer diseases, and recovered more quickly from illnesses. They didn't have modern scientific instruments to measure cellular repair, but they could see the results clearly in people's health and vitality. Modern research has now confirmed their observations. Studies show that regular meditation practice can reduce chronic pain, lower blood pressure, improve immune function, slow cellular aging, reduce inflammation throughout the body, and even alter gene expression in ways that promote health and longevity. The science is clear. Stillness heals. 7 days of silence. There's a powerful story about a woman who traveled to a Zen monastery, suffering from chronic fatigue that no doctor could cure. She had tried every treatment, every supplement, every therapy, but nothing worked. She was exhausted at a level that sleep couldn't fix, as if her very life force had been drained away. The master listened to her story with compassion, then made an unusual proposal. "Stay here for 7 days," he said. "But during these 7 days you must observe complete silence. No speaking, no reading, no writing, no music, no distractions of any kind. Just silence and stillness." The woman agreed, though she was skeptical. How could simply being quiet heal her exhaustion? The first day was torture. Her mind screamed for stimulation. She felt anxious, restless, uncomfortable in her own skin. She wanted to run away, but she stayed. The second day, her mind began to slow down. The constant chatter in her head started to quiet. She noticed things she'd never noticed before: the sound of wind in the trees, the warmth of sunlight, the sensation of her own breathing. By the third day, something shifted. A deep peace began to settle over her. The exhaustion that had plagued her for years started to lift, like fog burning off in morning sun. She realized that her fatigue wasn't from doing too much, it was from her mind never resting, never stopping, never allowing her body to truly recover. The fourth and fifth days brought profound stillness. She would sit for hours, and it felt like minutes. She wasn't bored or restless. She was simply present. And in that presence, she could feel her body healing. It was as if every cell was drinking in the silence, using it to repair and regenerate. By the 7th day, she felt more alive than she had in years. The chronic fatigue that had defined her life was gone. Her energy had returned, but it was different, calmer, steadier, more sustainable. She wasn't running on nervous energy anymore. She was running on genuine vitality. Ancient exercises for modern ailments. The beautiful thing about these ancient movement practices is that they address the specific ailments we face in modern life. Sitting at desks all day creates stagnation in our hips, backs, and shoulders. Stress creates tension in our necks and jaws. Poor posture restricts breathing and circulation. Gentle, intentional movement can address all of these issues. For back pain, gentle spinal twists and cat-cow movements help restore flexibility and circulation to the spine. Standing with feet shoulder-width apart, slowly rotate your torso from side to side, letting your arms swing naturally. This simple movement releases tension and opens energy channels along the spine. For shoulder tension, practice arm circles and shoulder rolls with full attention. Raise your arms slowly out to the sides, making large fluid circles. Feel the movement in your shoulder joints. This releases chronic tension and improves circulation to areas where we hold stress. For digestive issues, gentle abdominal massage through movement helps. Place your hands on your belly and make small circles while gently contracting and releasing your abdominal muscles. This stimulates digestive organs and promotes healthy gut function. For poor circulation, Any flowing movement that engages your whole body helps. Even simple weight shifting from one leg to another, done with attention and coordination with breathing, improves circulation throughout your body. For stress and anxiety, slow, coordinated movement with deep breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system. Try standing meditation where you slowly shift your weight while maintaining balance. This grounds your energy and calms your mind. The key is not the specific exercise, but the quality of movement. Slow, deliberate, coordinated with breath, performed with full awareness. Simple daily movement routine. You don't need hours of practice to experience the healing benefits of intentional movement. Here's a simple 10-minute routine you can do every morning. Morning wake-up flow, 10 minutes. Begin by standing naturally, feet shoulder-width apart. Take 3 deep breaths, feeling your body wake up. Segment 1. Spinal wave, 2 minutes. Slowly roll down through your spine, vertebra by vertebra, letting your arms hang. Feel the stretch in your back. Then slowly roll back up, stacking each vertebra. Repeat this 5 times, coordinating the movement with your breath. Segment 2. Arm circles, 2 minutes. Extend your arms to the sides and make slow, large circles forward for 1 minute, then backward for 1 minute. Focus on smooth, continuous movement. Feel the energy flowing through your shoulders and arms. Segment 3. Hip circles, 2 minutes. Place hands on hips and make slow, wide circles with your hips, like you're moving a hula hoop in slow motion. Circle 10 times in each direction. This releases stagnation in your lower back and hips. Segment 4. Twist and flow, 2 minutes. Stand with feet wider than shoulder width. Slowly twist your torso from side to side, letting your arms swing naturally. Your gaze follows your hand. This wrings out your spine and massages internal organs. Segment 5. Grounding and gathering, 2 minutes. Return to standing naturally. Slowly raise your arms above your head on an inhale, then lower them on an exhale, as if gathering energy from above and bringing it into your body. Repeat 5 times. End by standing still for a moment, noticing how your body feels. This simple routine takes just 10 minutes but moves energy through your entire body, stimulates your lymphatic system, releases tension, and sets a healthy tone for your day. The key is to move slowly, breathe deeply, and maintain full awareness throughout. Mind-body connection in motion. The real power of these practices lies not in the physical movements themselves, but in the mind-body connection they create. When you move with full awareness, something remarkable happens. You integrate your conscious mind with your body's intelligence. This integration is where deep healing occurs. Most of us live disconnected from our bodies. We treat our bodies like vehicles that carry our heads around. We ignore physical sensations until they become pain. We override fatigue with caffeine and push through discomfort. This disconnect prevents healing because we're not listening to what our bodies are telling us. Intentional movement practice rebuilds this connection. When you move slowly and deliberately, paying attention to every sensation, you're having a conversation with your body. You're listening, and your body responds by revealing where it holds tension, where energy is blocked, where healing is needed. This awareness itself is healing. When you bring conscious attention to an area of your body, blood flow increases to that area. Muscles that were unconsciously tense begin to release. Energy that was stuck begins to flow. You're not forcing healing, you're allowing it by creating the conditions where it can happen naturally. Over time, this practice develops intuitive body wisdom. You begin to notice subtle signals before they become problems. You feel when energy is stagnant and instinctively know how to move to clear it. You understand what your body needs: rest, movement, nourishment, because you're actually listening. Comment below and let us know where you're watching this video from, and if you've ever tried gentle movement practices like these. We'd love to hear about your experience and build a global community of people embracing these ancient healing wisdom. Movement with intention isn't just exercise, it's a conversation with your body, a practice of listening, and a pathway to healing. Start small, move slowly, pay attention, and trust your body's wisdom. The healing is already within you. You just need to allow it to flow. Ancient rule number 5. Sleep with the natural rhythm, circadian wisdom. In ancient times, People lived in harmony with the sun. They rose with the dawn and settled with dusk. There were no electric lights to extend the day, no screens to stimulate minds late into the night, no alarm clocks forcing bodies awake before they were ready. And remarkably, despite lacking modern medicine, many of these people lived long, healthy lives relatively free from the chronic diseases that plague us today. Their secret? They honored their body's natural rhythm. Your body operates on an internal clock called the circadian rhythm, roughly 24-hour cycle that governs when you feel alert or sleepy, when your body temperature rises or falls, when hormones are released, and when healing processes are activated. This isn't just about feeling tired at night. Your circadian rhythm controls hundreds of biological processes that determine whether you're healthy or sick. When you align your sleep with natural rhythms, your body functions optimally. Hormones are released at the right times, your immune system works efficiently, cellular repair happens as designed, and inflammation stays low. But when you disrupt this rhythm, staying up late, sleeping in, exposing yourself to artificial light at night, or maintaining irregular sleep schedules, you create biological chaos. Your body doesn't know when to heal, when to produce vital hormones, or when to prepare for activity. The result? Weakened immunity, increased inflammation, hormonal imbalances, weight gain, mood disorders, accelerated aging, and increased risk of serious diseases including diabetes, heart disease, and cancer. Poor sleep isn't just about feeling tired, it's about preventing your body from healing itself. Aligning with nature's clock, the ancient wisdom is simple. Go to bed when the sun sets, wake when the sun rises. Now, we understand this isn't practical in modern life with work schedules and responsibilities, but the principle remains valuable. Your body heals most effectively when you sleep during the hours of darkness and wake during daylight. The most critical healing sleep happens between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. During these hours, your body produces the most growth hormone, which repairs tissues, builds muscle, and strengthens bones. Your liver detoxifies most actively between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. Your lungs undergo deep restoration between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Miss these windows by staying awake, and your body misses crucial healing opportunities. Traditional wisdom suggests that 1 hour of sleep before midnight is worth 2 hours after midnight. Modern science supports this. Studies show that people who sleep during earlier hours experience deeper, more restorative sleep and have better health outcomes than those who sleep the same number of hours but later. Your body is designed to respond to light and darkness. When darkness falls, your brain should produce melatonin, a powerful hormone that not only makes you sleepy, but also has antioxidant properties and regulates your immune system. When light appears, cortisol should rise, gently waking you and preparing your body for activity. But artificial light, especially the blue light from screens, tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Melatonin production is suppressed, your sleep-wake cycle is disrupted, and your body's healing processes are thrown off schedule. You might eventually fall asleep, but your sleep quality suffers, and the healing that should happen doesn't happen completely. The early rising master. There's a story of a student who sought out a master renowned for his perfect health and mental clarity, even at an advanced age. The student arrived at the monastery late in the evening, exhausted from his journey, and was shown to a room. He collapsed into bed at midnight, feeling he'd earned a long rest. But at 4:30 a.m., a gentle bell rang throughout the monastery. The student groaned and pulled the covers over his head. Surely this couldn't be the wake-up time, but footsteps in the hall suggested otherwise. Reluctantly, he dragged himself out of bed, feeling miserable. He found the master already outside, sitting in meditation as the first hints of dawn colored the horizon. The master looked refreshed and vibrant, while the student felt like he'd been hit by a cart. Over the following days, the pattern continued. Early to bed, early to rise. The student struggled at first, but the master explained, "The hours before dawn are the most powerful for healing and spiritual practice. The world is quiet, the energy is pure, and your body naturally wants to align with the coming light. When you rise with the sun, you harness its energy. When you sleep through sunrise, you miss this vital connection." The master continued. Watch the animals, watch the birds, they naturally follow this rhythm. Only humans, with their artificial lights and busy minds, have forgotten. But your body hasn't forgotten, it still knows. Skeptical but committed, the student maintained the schedule. By the end of the first week, something shifted. Instead of feeling tired when the bell rang, he began waking naturally just before it. Instead of feeling groggy, he felt energized by the morning practice. His digestion improved, his mind became clearer, chronic tension in his shoulders melted away. After a month, he felt better than he had in years. The master smiled knowingly. You see, your body already knew what to do. You just had to stop fighting its natural wisdom. When the student eventually left the monastery, he maintained the practice. Early to bed, early to rise, and his health remained strong for the rest of his life, simply by aligning with the rhythm his body had been designed to follow. The healing that happens during sleep. Sleep isn't just rest, it's when your body performs its most intensive repair work. Understanding what happens during sleep helps you appreciate why quality sleep is non-negotiable for healing. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which repairs damaged tissues, builds and maintains muscle mass, strengthens bones, and supports overall regeneration. Without adequate deep sleep, this repair work is incomplete. Your brain has its own cleaning system called the glymphatic system, which is 10 times more active during sleep. This system clears out toxic waste products that accumulate during the day, including proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Poor sleep means these toxins accumulate, potentially leading to cognitive decline. Your immune system strengthens during sleep. Immune cells called T cells become more effective, antibody production increases, and inflammatory proteins are regulated. This is why you get sick more easily when you're sleep-deprived. Your immune defenses are weakened. Memory consolidation happens during sleep. Your brain processes the day's experiences, deciding what to keep and what to discard, strengthening important neural connections and clearing unnecessary ones. This is essential not just for learning but for mental health. Your cardiovascular system gets a break during sleep. Blood pressure drops, heart rate slows, and your heart and blood vessels can repair and recover from the day's stress. Chronic sleep deprivation keeps your cardiovascular system in a state of stress, contributing to high blood pressure and heart disease. Hormone regulation happens primarily during sleep. Insulin sensitivity improves, hunger hormones balance out, stress hormones decrease, and reproductive hormones are regulated. Disrupted sleep throws all of these into chaos, contributing to weight gain, diabetes risk, and hormonal imbalances. In essence, sleep is when your body shifts from doing mode to repairing mode. Cut sleep short, and you're cutting short the very process that keeps you healthy. Ancient sleep hygiene practices. The ancient masters didn't have sleep science, but they developed practices that align perfectly with what we now know promotes healing sleep. Sunset wind down. Begin preparing for sleep when the sun sets. Dim lights, slow down activities, and shift into quieter, calmer pursuits. This signals to your body that rest time is approaching. Evening cleansing ritual. Before bed, they would wash their face, hands, and feet with cool water. This practice has dual benefits. It's physically cleansing and symbolically represents washing away the day's concerns. Gratitude reflection. Spend a few minutes before sleep reflecting on the day with gratitude. This practice calms the mind and prevents worry from disrupting sleep. Acknowledge 3 things from the day. Even simple ones: a good meal, a moment of sunshine, a kind word. No heavy eating before sleep. The ancient rule was to finish eating at least 3 hours before bed. Digestion requires energy and raises body temperature, both of which interfere with sleep quality. Late eating forces your body to work when it should be resting. Quiet mind practices. Rather than taking worries to bed, they practiced releasing thoughts. One simple technique. Imagine placing each worry or thought into a basket by your bedside. You can pick them up tomorrow if needed, but for now, they stay in the basket. Consistent schedule. Going to bed and waking at consistent time. 7 on rest days keeps your circadian rhythm stable and strong. Your body thrives on predictability. The importance of darkness and light. Your body uses light as its primary time cue. Understanding and working with this is essential for healing sleep. Darkness triggers melatonin production. For optimal melatonin release, your bedroom should be completely dark, so dark you can't see your hand in front of your face. Even small amounts of light can suppress melatonin and disrupt sleep quality. Cover or remove any LED lights, use blackout curtains, and avoid looking at screens for at least 1 hour before bed. If you must use lights in the evening, use warm, dim light. Candles were the traditional choice and remain ideal. Orange or red lights don't suppress melatonin the way blue or white lights do. In contrast, bright morning light is crucial for setting your circadian rhythm. Getting sunlight exposure within the first hour of waking tells your body it's daytime, stops melatonin production, increases cortisol appropriately, and sets the timer for melatonin release later that evening. Even 10-15 minutes of morning sunlight has powerful effects. Throughout the day, spend time in natural light when possible. This maintains strong circadian signals. Then, as evening approaches, gradually reduce light exposure, preparing your body for sleep. This pattern: bright light during the day, dim warm light in the evening, complete darkness at night, and bright light upon waking recreates the natural light environment your body evolved to respond to, creating optimal sleep environment. Your bedroom should be a sanctuary dedicated to sleep. Here's how to create an environment that promotes healing. Temperature. Cool is better than warm. The ideal sleeping temperature is between 60-67 degrees Celsius, 15-19 degrees Celsius. Your body temperature needs to drop for deep sleep to occur. A room that's too warm prevents this and disrupts sleep quality. Darkness. As mentioned, complete darkness is essential. Use blackout curtains, cover or remove light sources, and consider a comfortable eye mask if needed. Quiet. Minimize noise or use white noise to mask disruptive sounds. Silence is ideal, but consistent, soft background noise is better than intermittent jarring sounds. Comfort. Invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows that support your body properly. You spend a third of your life sleeping. This matters. Cleanliness. Keep your sleeping space clean and clutter-free. Physical order promotes mental calm. Fresh air is beneficial. Crack a window if possible. Purpose. Use your bedroom only for sleep. Don't work, eat, or watch TV in bed. Train your brain to associate the bedroom with sleep and rest only. Natural materials. When possible, use natural fabrics for bedding: cotton, linen, wool. These breathe better and regulate temperature more effectively than synthetics. Evening routine. Create a consistent pre-sleep routine that signals to your body that sleep is coming. This might include dimming lights, light stretching, reading something calming, or the gratitude practice mentioned earlier. Remember, creating perfect conditions isn't about being rigid or obsessive. It's about removing obstacles and creating an environment where your body's natural healing processes can work optimally. When you align your sleep with natural rhythms, use darkness and light appropriately, and create a healing sleep environment, you're not just improving sleep, you're activating your body's most powerful healing period. Every night becomes an opportunity for restoration, repair, and renewal. Honor your body's need for rhythm and watch your health transform. Ancient rule number 6, emotional release, letting go of suffering. Here's a truth that modern medicine is only beginning to acknowledge, but that ancient healers knew intimately. Your emotions live in your body. Unprocessed anger tightens your jaw and raises your blood pressure. Chronic worry creates tension in your stomach and disrupts digestion. Grief can literally make your chest ache. Fear floods your body with stress hormones that suppress your immune system. These aren't metaphors or figures of speech, they're physiological realities. Every emotion you suppress, every hurt you don't process, every resentment you hold onto becomes lodged in your body. Over time, these emotional blockages manifest as physical disease, the headache that won't go away, the digestive issues with no clear cause, the chronic pain that doctors can't explain, the inflammation that persists despite treatment often. These have emotional roots. The ancient Buddhist teachings understood this deeply. They recognized that attachment to pain, clinging to grievances, and refusing to release suffering creates stagnation in the body's energy. This stagnation over time becomes disease. The good news? When you release these emotional burdens, your body can finally heal. How emotions manifest as disease, let's understand the mechanism. When you experience an emotion, your body releases specific chemicals and hormones. Fear triggers adrenaline and cortisol. Anger causes a surge of noradrenaline. Joy releases endorphins and dopamine. These are meant to be temporary responses to situations, creating physical sensations that pass through and then dissipate. But when you hold on to an emotion, when you replay the angry conversation in your mind repeatedly, when you nurture your resentment, when you suppress grief instead of feeling it, your body stays in that chemical state. It's like keeping your finger on a button that releases stress hormones continuously. Chronic emotional stress keeps your body in fight or flight mode. This means elevated cortisol levels, which suppress immune function, increase inflammation throughout your body, interfere with digestion, disrupt sleep, raise blood pressure, and accelerate cellular aging. Your body is literally aging and deteriorating faster because of unprocessed emotions. Different emotions tend to affect different body systems. Anger and frustration often manifest in the liver, digestive system, and cardiovascular system. High blood pressure, headaches, digestive distress. Fear and anxiety affect the kidneys, adrenal glands, and nervous system. Chronic fatigue, hormone imbalances, weakened immunity. Grief settles in the lungs and heart-breathing difficulties, chest tightness, cardiovascular issues. Worry targets the digestive system, stomach ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, loss of appetite. These patterns aren't arbitrary. They reflect how emotions create tension and constriction in specific areas, blocking energy flow and compromising function. The longer you hold these emotions, the deeper they lodge in your tissues, and the more serious the physical manifestation becomes. The monk and the heavy stones. There's a profound story about two monks who encountered a woman struggling to cross a muddy stream. The older monk, without hesitation, lifted her and carried her across, setting her down gently on the other side. The younger monk was shocked. Their order strictly forbade touching women, but said nothing. Hours later, as they continued their journey, the younger monk was still agitated. Finally, he burst out, "How could you touch that woman? You know our vows forbid it." The older monk looked at him calmly and replied, "I set her down hours ago at the stream. Why are you still carrying her?" This simple story reveals a profound truth. We carry things long after we need to. We hold on to offenses, hurts, and grievances, carrying them like heavy stones in a backpack. We think we're hurting the person who wronged us by holding on to our anger, but we're only hurting ourselves. They've moved on, we're the ones still carrying the weight. Another version of this teaching comes from a story about a monastery where students would confess their troubles to the master. One student was burdened by many emotional wounds: betrayal by a friend, criticism from his father, rejection by a lover, theft of his ideas by a colleague. He recounted each hurt in detail, keeping them alive in his memory. The master listened, then led him outside to a large pile of stones. "Pick up a stone for each hurt you're carrying," the master instructed. The student picked up stone after stone, piling them in his arms until he could barely stand under the weight. "How do you feel?" the master asked. "Heavy, burdened, exhausted," the student replied. "This is what you do to your body every day," the master said. "Each resentment, each unprocessed hurt is a stone you carry. Your body bears this weight constantly. Do you wonder why you're always tired? Why your back hurts? Why you can't heal?" The student began to understand. "But how do I put them down? These things really happened. I was really hurt." The master smiled gently. "Yes, they happened, but happening and carrying are different things. The events are in the past. The weight is only in your present because you keep picking up the stones. Watch." The master took one stone from the student's arms and placed it gently on the ground. This is forgiveness. Not saying what happened was okay, but refusing to carry the weight anymore. He took another stone. This is acceptance. What happened, happened. Carrying it doesn't change the past. Another stone. This is compassion, understanding that those who hurt you were carrying their own stones. One by one, the master removed stones until the student's arms were empty. The relief was immediate and physical. The student felt lighter, freer, like he could breathe fully for the first time in years. "The stones are still here," the master said, gesturing to the ground. "The events still happened, but you're no longer carrying them. This is how you heal." The Buddhist teaching on attachment and illness. Buddhism teaches that attachment is the root of suffering, and this includes attachment to our painful stories. We become attached to our identity as the wronged person, the victim, the one who suffered. We think these stories define us, and we're afraid of who we'd be without them. But this attachment keeps us sick. When you're attached to being the person who was betrayed, your body stays in the biochemistry of betrayal, stress hormones elevated, heart rate increased, inflammation persisting. When you're attached to your anger at someone who hurt you, your body remains in fight mode, unable to relax into healing. The Buddhist perspective doesn't ask you to deny what happened or pretend you weren't hurt. It asks you to acknowledge the truth. Holding on to the pain doesn't undo what happened. It only adds present suffering to past pain. You've already suffered once from the event itself. Why continue suffering indefinitely by replaying it? Letting go doesn't mean the person who hurt you wins. It means you win. You reclaim your energy, your peace, your health. You stop giving them power over your present moment and your body's ability to heal. This teaching extends beyond interpersonal hurts. We also become attached to diagnoses, limitations, and identities built around illness. "I'm a person with chronic pain" can become so central to your identity that healing feels threatening. Who would you be without the pain you've organized your life around? This attachment, subtle as it is, can block healing. Techniques for emotional detoxification. Just as your body needs to eliminate physical toxins, it needs to release emotional toxins. Here are powerful practices for emotional detoxification. Conscious emotional release. When you feel an emotion arising, instead of suppressing it or being overwhelmed by it, practice conscious release. Feel the emotion fully in your body. Where is it located? What's the sensation? Breathe into that area. Imagine the emotion as energy that can move and flow out with your exhale. This prevents emotions from becoming lodged in tissues. Writing release. Write down everything you're holding onto, every hurt, every resentment, every pain. Don't edit. Don't make it pretty, just pour it onto paper. Then, in a safe place, burn the paper or tear it into tiny pieces. This physical act of destruction can help your subconscious release what you've been carrying. Body scan for emotional holding. Lie down and scan through your body slowly. Notice where you feel tension, tightness, or discomfort. When you find an area, breathe into it and ask, "What emotion am I holding here?" Often an answer will come: anger in your jaw, fear in your belly, grief in your chest. Acknowledge it. Thank your body for trying to protect you by holding it, and give it permission to release. Sound release. Sometimes emotions need to be expressed through sound. Find a private space and allow yourself to make sounds that express what you're feeling: groaning, sighing deeply, even screaming into a pillow if needed. Tears are also powerful emotional release mechanisms. Never suppress them. Movement release. Emotions are energy, and energy moves through movement. Shaking, dancing freely, or even repetitive movements like punching a pillow can help release stored emotional energy. After intense emotional release through movement, always follow with stillness to let your system reintegrate. Dialogue with the body. Place your hand on an area of discomfort or illness and have a conversation with it. Ask, "What are you trying to tell me? What emotion needs to be released?" This isn't mystical, it's accessing your body's wisdom and the emotional information stored in your tissues. Forgiveness. As medicine, forgiveness might be the most powerful healing tool you possess. Not because the person who hurt you deserves it. Forgiveness isn't about them. It's medicine for you. Research shows that people who practice forgiveness have lower blood pressure, reduced chronic pain, improved immune function, better sleep, decreased depression and anxiety, and longer lifespans. The physical benefits of forgiveness are undeniable, but forgiveness is often misunderstood. It doesn't mean what happened was okay. It doesn't require reconciliation or trusting someone again. It doesn't mean forgetting. Forgiveness simply means, I refuse to carry this burden anymore. I release the poison of resentment because it's harming me. Sometimes the person you most need to forgive is yourself. We carry guilt and shame about our own mistakes, our own perceived failures. This self-directed anger creates just as much physiological stress as anger toward others. Self-forgiveness is acknowledging, I did the best I could with the awareness I had at that time. I release the need to punish myself. A forgiveness practice. Sit quietly and bring to mind someone you need to forgive, including yourself. Say silently or aloud, I forgive you for. I release this burden. I free myself from carrying this pain. Notice what arises in your body. Breathe through any resistance. Repeat until you feel a genuine shift, a lightness, a release, a sense of freedom. Forgiveness is often a process, not a one-time event. You might need to forgive the same person or situation multiple times as different layers come up. That's normal. Each time you practice forgiveness, you're releasing another layer of stored pain and creating more space for healing. Daily practices for emotional freedom. Emotional release isn't just for dealing with major traumas. It's a daily practice, like brushing your teeth. Here are simple practices to prevent emotional accumulation. Evening, emotional inventory. Before bed, mentally review your day. Did you experience any emotions you didn't fully process? Any moment where you suppressed how you felt to keep the peace or stay professional? Acknowledge these emotions now. Feel them, release them, and don't take them into sleep. Emotion naming. Throughout the day, practice naming your emotions as they arise. I'm feeling anxious right now. This is anger I'm experiencing. Simple naming creates distance and prevents you from becoming lost in the emotion or unconsciously storing it. The 5-minute feel. When a difficult emotion arises, commit to feeling it fully for 5 minutes. Set a timer. For those 5 minutes, don't suppress, don't distract, don't escape, just feel. Often, the emotion will move through and dissipate when you stop resisting it. Gratitude as emotional reset. Gratitude is an antidote to many negative emotional states. When you find yourself stuck in resentment, fear, or anger, shift to gratitude. Find 3 things to be genuinely grateful for in this moment. This isn't spiritual bypassing, it's giving your nervous system a break from stress and creating space for healing. Compassion practice. Extend compassion to everyone involved in situations that caused you pain, including yourself. Compassion doesn't excuse harmful actions, but it acknowledges that everyone is struggling, everyone is carrying their own stones, everyone is doing the best they can with their current level of awareness. Your emotional health and physical health are inseparable. Every emotion you process and release is weight lifted from your body. Every grudge you let go of is inflammation reduced. Every act of forgiveness is medicine more powerful than anything you could take. The body remembers what the mind tries to forget, but the body can also release what the mind has held too long. Give yourself permission to feel, to release, to forgive, to be free. Your body has been waiting for this permission to heal completely. Ancient rule number 7, connection with nature, earthing, and grounding. We've become increasingly disconnected from something that sustained our ancestors for millennia: direct contact with the earth itself. We live in buildings elevated from the ground, walk on pavement, wear rubber-soled shoes that insulate us completely, and spend our days surrounded by concrete and synthetic materials. We've literally lost touch with the planet that sustains us, and our bodies are paying the price. Ancient wisdom recognized the earth as a source of healing energy. Monks would walk barefoot, meditate sitting directly on the ground, and spend extensive time in direct contact with nature. They understood intuitively what science is now confirming. The earth has a subtle electrical charge that profoundly affects human health. When you make direct contact with the ground, walking barefoot on grass, sitting on soil, swimming in natural water, you're not just connecting spiritually, you're engaging in a measurable physiological process that reduces inflammation, improves sleep, accelerates healing, and restores balance to your body's electrical systems. The healing power of earth energy. Your body is an electrical system. Your heart beats because of electrical signals. Your nervous system communicates through electrical impulses. Every cell in your body maintains an electrical charge. In our modern environment, we're constantly exposed to electromagnetic fields from electronics, Wi-Fi, cell phones, and power lines. This creates what's called electrical stressor disruption to your body's natural electrical balance. The Earth's surface has a negative charge and serves as a reservoir of free electrons. When you make direct contact with the ground, these electrons flow into your body, neutralizing the positive charge, free radicals, that causes inflammation and cellular damage. It's like plugging yourself into a universal healing battery. This isn't mysticism, it's measurable physics and biology. Studies using thermographic imaging show that inflammation decreases significantly after grounding. Blood tests reveal improved viscosity, meaning blood flows more easily and delivers oxygen more efficiently. People report better sleep, reduced pain, faster wound healing, and decreased stress after regular grounding practice. Think of grounding like plugging in your phone to recharge, except you're recharging your body's electrical system and discharging the harmful buildup of electrical stress. Indigenous peoples and ancient cultures maintained this connection naturally through their lifestyle. We've lost it, but we can reclaim it. The barefoot pilgrimage. There's a story of a wealthy merchant who developed severe arthritis in his joints. The pain was debilitating, preventing him from walking more than a few steps. He had consulted the finest physicians, taken countless remedies, but nothing provided lasting relief. In desperation, he sought out a Zen master known for healing the seemingly unhealable. The master examined him briefly, then gave him unusual instructions. Make a pilgrimage to the temple on the mountain, but you must walk the entire way barefoot, and you must walk on earth, grass, and stone, and not on paved roads. The merchant was incredulous. Master, I can barely walk at all. How can I make a pilgrimage barefoot? The pain would be unbearable. The master replied calmly, the pain you're experiencing now is unbearable. What I'm offering you is a path through it. Trust the process. With nothing left to lose, the merchant began his barefoot pilgrimage. The first day was agony, not just from his arthritis, but from the unfamiliar sensation of walking on earth without the protection of his expensive shoes. His feet were tender, his joints screamed in protest. But something strange began to happen. By the third day, he noticed moments where the pain lessened. By the end of the first week, he was walking for longer periods. The direct contact with the earth seemed to draw out the inflammation like a poultice draws out infection. The merchant continued, walking barefoot through meadows, along forest paths, across streams. He felt the earth's different texture: soft grass, smooth stones, cool mud. He noticed his body relaxing in ways it hadn't in years. The chronic tension he'd carried everywhere began to release. By the time he reached the mountain temple 2 months later, his arthritis pain had reduced by more than half. He could walk freely, climb stairs, and even sit in meditation without discomfort. The master greeted him with a knowing smile. You see, the earth has been here all along, waiting to heal you. You just had to remove the barriers between you and its medicine. Your expensive shoes, your paved roads, your elevated floors, they protected you from discomfort, but also separated you from healing. The merchant never went back to his old ways. He walked barefoot whenever possible, sat on the ground for meals, and slept close to the earth. His arthritis never returned to its previous severity, and he lived the rest of his life with mobility and minimal pain, all because he reconnected with the ground beneath his feet. Scientific evidence for grounding. Modern research has validated what ancient practitioners knew experientially. Studies published in peer-reviewed journals have documented multiple benefits of grounding. Inflammation reduction is perhaps the most significant finding. Grounding rapidly reduces inflammatory markers in the blood. Thermographic images show dramatic decreases in inflammation after just 30–40 minutes of grounding. Since chronic inflammation underlies most modern diseases, this alone makes grounding a powerful healing practice. Sleep improvement is consistently reported. Grounding normalizes cortisol rhythms, the hormone that should be high in the morning and low at night. Many people with disrupted cortisol patterns and sleep problems experience significant improvement within days of beginning grounding practice. Pain reduction has been documented in multiple studies. People with chronic pain report significant decreases in pain levels after grounding. The mechanism appears to be the reduction in inflammation and improved blood flow. Cardiovascular benefits include improved heart rate variability, a key marker of overall health and stress resilience, and better blood flow due to improved blood viscosity. Grounded blood cells are less sticky and clump together less, improving circulation. Stress reduction occurs because grounding shifts your nervous system from sympathetic, fight or flight, to parasympathetic, rest and digest, dominance. People feel calmer, less anxious, and more centered after grounding. Wound healing accelerates with grounding. Studies show faster healing times and reduced scarring, likely due to improved circulation and reduced inflammation at wound sites. The beauty of grounding is its simplicity. You don't need special equipment, training, or supplements. You just need direct contact with the earth. Nature therapy, Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing. The Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing, takes nature connection even deeper. This isn't hiking or exercising in nature, it's simply being present in a forest environment, slowly walking, sitting, and allowing all your senses to engage with the natural world. Research on forest bathing shows remarkable benefits. Time in forests increases natural killer cells, crucial immune system components that fight cancer and infections. These increases last for weeks after a single forest bathing session. Forest environments also reduce cortisol, lower blood pressure and heart rate, decrease anxiety and depression, improve mood and cognitive function, and enhance overall feelings of well-being. What creates these effects? Partly it's the phytoncides, airborne chemicals that trees release to protect themselves from insects and disease. When you breathe these compounds, they boost your immune system. Partly it's the reduced sensory stress. Forests lack the harsh sounds, lights, and stimulation of urban environments. Partly it's the fractals and patterns in nature that our brains find naturally calming. But there's also something less measurable, a sense of connection, of being part of something larger, of remembering our place in the natural world. This psychological and spiritual component of nature connection contributes to healing in ways that science is still working to understand. You don't need hours in deep wilderness to benefit. Even 20 minutes in a local park with trees can shift your physiology. The key is to slow down, engage your senses, and be present rather than rushing through nature while your mind is elsewhere. Practical ways to reconnect with nature. Incorporating nature connection into your daily life doesn't require moving to the countryside. Here are practical ways to ground and connect. Daily barefoot practice. Spend at least 20 minutes a day with your bare feet or bare skin in contact with the earth. Walk on grass, sit on the ground, stand on soil in your garden, or even lean against a tree. Morning is ideal as it helps set your circadian rhythm, but any time works. Grounding while stationary. If walking is difficult, simply sit outside with your feet on the ground. Place your hands on the earth. Even this passive contact provides benefits. You can read, meditate, or simply rest while grounded. Water grounding. Swimming in natural bodies of water, oceans, lakes, reverses powerful grounding. Water is conductive, so even wading or sitting with your feet in natural water connects you to the earth's charge. Garden with bare hands. If you have access to soil, garden without gloves. Let your hands touch the earth directly. Planting, weeding, or simply working soil provides grounding plus the satisfaction of nurturing growth. Take your meditation outside. Practice your breathing exercises or meditation while sitting directly on the ground. Combine two healing practices, stillness and earth connection. Eat outside on the ground. Have a meal while sitting on grass or earth. Combine mindful eating with grounding for enhanced benefits. Sleep grounded. If possible, sleep with the window open to natural air. Some people even sleep on the ground occasionally when weather permits, reconnecting with the way humans slept for thousands of years. Touch trees. This might sound unusual, but placing your hands on a tree trunk creates connection. Trees are deeply rooted in the earth and can facilitate grounding. Many people report feeling calm and centered after spending time with trees. Urban solutions for nature connection. Living in a city doesn't have to mean disconnection from nature. Here are solutions for urban dwellers. Find green spaces. Even small urban parks offer opportunities for grounding. Make regular visits to whatever green space is accessibly a park, a community garden, even a tree-lined street where you can remove your shoes briefly. Create a grounding spot. If you have any outdoor space, a balcony, a rooftop, a small yard, create a dedicated area with soil or plants where you can practice grounding. Even a large planter with soil can work. Indoor plants. While not the same as outdoor nature connection, abundant indoor plants improve air quality, reduce stress, and maintain some connection to the natural world. Touch the soil when you water them. Grounding mats. For those with truly limited outdoor access, grounding mats that connect to the ground port of electrical outlets can provide some benefits. While not as powerful as direct earth contact, they offer a solution for severe climate or mobility limitations. Weekend nature immersion. If daily nature access is difficult, prioritize longer nature sessions on days off. A few hours in a forest or natural area on weekends can sustain you through the week. Bring nature inside. Natural materials in your living space: wood, stone, plants, natural fibers help maintain connection. Open windows to let in fresh air. Use natural light when possible. Water features. If accessible, spend time near fountains, rivers, or any natural water. The negative ions near moving water provide some similar benefits to grounding. The principle is simple. The more direct contact you have with natural elements, earth, water, air, sunlight, living plants, the better your body functions. We evolved in intimate connection with nature. Restoring that connection isn't luxury, it's returning to what your body needs to maintain optimal health. Make it a goal to touch the earth with your bare skin every single day, even for just a few minutes. Walk barefoot on grass. Sit on the ground. Feel the earth beneath you. Your body will remember what your mind may have forgotten. You are part of nature, not separate from it. And in that reconnection, healing happens naturally. Ancient rule number 8. Simplicity and minimalism, reducing toxins. Modern life bombards us with excess possessions, excess information, excess stimulation, excess chemicals, excess food, excess everything. We accumulate and accumulate, thinking more will make us happy, healthy, fulfilled. But ancient wisdom teaches the opposite. True health and happiness come from simplicity. Every excess you carry, physical, mental, or chemical, is a burden on your body's ability to heal. Your body is constantly working to process and eliminate toxins. These come from many sources: chemicals in processed foods, pollutants in air and water, synthetic materials in your environment, stress hormones from mental overwhelm, and metabolic waste from your own cellular processes. When the toxic load becomes too great, your body's detoxification systems, your liver, kidneys, lymphatic system, skin, become overwhelmed. Toxins accumulate in tissues, inflammation increases, and disease takes root. But toxins aren't just chemical. Mental clutter, endless worries, constant decision fatigue, information overload creates stress that's just as toxic to your system as pesticides or pollution. Emotional toxins, unresolved conflicts, toxic relationships, environments that drain you, poison your well-being as surely as any physical substance. The path to healing isn't just adding more supplements, more treatments, more therapies. Often, the most powerful medicine is subtraction. Remove the toxins, simplify your environment, eliminate the unnecessary, and your body's natural healing capacity can finally work effectively. The burden of excess on the body. Let's understand how excess creates disease. When you consume more food than your body needs, your digestive system and liver work overtime. This creates oxidative stress and inflammation. Excess calories, especially from processed foods, burden your pancreas, leading to insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction. When you accumulate possessions, you accumulate stress. Each item you own requires mental inner decisions about where to store it, anxiety about losing it, time spent maintaining it. Studies show that cluttered environments increase cortisol levels and decrease ability to focus. Your brain is constantly processing visual stimuli from your environment. Clutter creates low-level chronic stress that your body must manage. When you're exposed to excess chemicals from cleaning products, personal care products, plastics, pesticides, your liver must work constantly to neutralize and eliminate these substances. When the toxic load exceeds your liver's capacity, these chemicals are stored in fat tissue, creating long-term burden and contributing to disease. When you maintain excess commitments and say yes to everything, you create chronic time pressure and stress. Your body never gets adequate rest or recovery time. This sustained activation of stress response systems leads to burnout, weakened immunity, and accelerated aging. Excess in any form creates burden, and burden prevents healing. The master's empty room. A student once visited a renowned Zen master, hoping to study and learn the secrets of the master's remarkable health and longevity. When shown to the master's living quarters, the student was shocked. The room was nearly empty, just a sleeping mat, a simple cushion, a small table, and a few carefully chosen items. No decorations, no collections, no accumulated possessions. "Master," the student asked, "where are all your things? Surely someone of your wisdom and status has accumulated many valuable possessions over the years." The master smiled. "I have everything I need. What would I do with more?" "But don't you feel deprived?" the student pressed. "Don't you want beautiful objects, comfortable furniture, entertainment, variety?" The master gestured to his simple room. "Look carefully. Do you see deprivation, or do you see freedom?" The student looked again. The space felt peaceful, calm, uncluttered. His own living space at home suddenly felt chaotic in his mind. So many things, demanding attention, requiring care, creating mental noise. "Every possession you own," the master explained, "owns a piece of your attention. Every object you keep requires mental energy to maintain, store, remember, worry about. When you fill your space with things, you fill your mind with clutter. And when your mind is cluttered, your body cannot find peace to heal." The master continued, "I keep only what serves a clear purpose or brings genuine joy. Everything else is burden disguised as abundance. My empty room isn't poverty, it's wealth. I'm wealthy in space, in silence, in peace, in mental clarity. These are the conditions where health flourishes." The student spent a week living in similar simplicity. At first, he felt uncomfortable, almost anxious without his usual distractions and possessions. But gradually, something shifted. His mind quieted, his sleep deepened, chronic tension in his shoulders released. Digestive issues that had plagued him improved. By clearing external clutter, he'd inadvertently cleared internal clutter, and his body responded by healing. When he returned home, he looked at his possessions differently. Most of them weren't serving him, he was serving them. Over the following months, he gradually simplified his space and his life. And as his environment became simpler, his health improved. The connection was undeniable. Physical and mental decluttering. Decluttering is medicine. Starting with your physical environment, go through your living space and ask of each item, does this serve a necessary function? Does it bring me genuine joy? If the answer to both is no, release it. Donate, recycle, or discard. This isn't about minimalism as an aesthetic or ideology. It's about reducing burden. Every item you eliminate is one less thing pulling on your attention, one less decision to make, one less source of visual stress in your environment. As you declutter, notice how your body responds. Many people report feeling physically lighter, breathing more easily, and sleeping better in uncluttered spaces. This isn't imagination, you're literally reducing stress and allowing your nervous system to relax. Mental decluttering is equally important. Your mind accumulates clutter just like your home worries you replay repeatedly, unresolved issues you carry, information you consume but don't need, commitments you've agreed to but don't want. Practice mental decluttering by doing a regular mind dump. Write down everything occupying mental space, every worry, every task, every unresolved issue. Then categorize: what can you actually do something about? What's outside your control? What's important versus what's just noise? This process alone can provide tremendous relief. Declutter your information diet. Unsubscribe from emails you don't read. Limit news consumption to specific times rather than constant checking. Remove apps that waste your time or increase anxiety. Reduce the constant stream of information demanding your attention. Declutter your schedule. Look at your commitments and ask, which of these truly align with my priorities and values? Which am I doing out of obligation or guilt? Start saying no to things that drain you and don't serve your genuine goals or well-being. Fasting and detoxification wisdom. Ancient traditions included regular fasting not as punishment but as medicine. When you give your digestive system a break from constant food processing, your body can redirect that energy toward healing, detoxification, and repair. Intermittent fasting, eating within a restricted window each day, is one of the most accessible forms. A simple practice: eat your meals within an 8–10 hour window, such as between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., and fast the remaining 14–16 hours. During the fasting period, your body can focus on cellular cleanup, repair damaged proteins, and eliminate toxins. The benefits of periodic fasting include reduced inflammation throughout the body, improved insulin sensitivity and blood sugar regulation, enhanced autophagy, your body's cellular cleaning process, better mental clarity and focus, reduced oxidative stress, and improved cardiovascular markers. One day of simplified eating each week can provide similar benefits. Choose one day to eat only simple, whole foods, perhaps just fruits and vegetables, or rice and steamed vegetables. This gives your body a break from complex digestion and allows detoxification processes to accelerate. Remember, fasting isn't about deprivation or punishment. It's about creating space in your digestive system, space for healing processes, space for your body to catch up on maintenance it couldn't do while constantly processing food. Water fasting or extended fasting should be done carefully and ideally under guidance, but even short fasting periods of 12–16 hours provide significant benefits and are safe for most people. Simplifying for health. Simplification extends beyond possessions and fasting. Simplify your diet instead of complex meals with dozens of ingredients and processed foods with long ingredient lists. Eat simple, whole foods. A meal of steamed vegetables, brown rice, and a simple protein is far easier for your body to process than a heavily processed, multi-ingredient packaged meal. Simplify your personal care products. Most people use dozens of different products on their skin and hair, many containing synthetic chemicals that your body must detoxify. Switch to simple, natural products with few ingredients. Often, simple oil like coconut or jojoba can replace multiple products. Simplify your cleaning products. You don't need a different chemical for every surface. Simple solutions like vinegar, baking soda, and castile soap handle most cleaning needs without toxic chemical exposure. Simplify your relationships. Toxic relationships are toxic to your health. If certain relationships consistently drain you, create stress, or make you feel worse about yourself, it's okay to create distance or end them. Surround yourself only with people who support your well-being. Simplify your goals and focus. Trying to pursue too many goals simultaneously creates stress and scatters your energy. Choose one or two priorities and focus there. Release the rest for now. This focused approach is far more effective and far less stressful. The art of saying no. Perhaps the most powerful simplification practice is learning to say no. Every yes is a commitment of your time, energy, and attention. When you say yes to things that don't align with your priorities or serve your well-being, you're saying no to things that do. Saying no without guilt requires understanding that your time and energy are finite resources. Protecting these resources isn't selfish, it's essential for maintaining the health and capacity to show up fully for what truly matters. Practice these approaches to saying no gracefully. Thank you for thinking of me, but I need to decline. No lengthy explanation needed. That doesn't work for me right now. simple and honest. I'm simplifying my commitments to focus on my health and priorities. Sets a boundary while explaining your reasoning. Let me think about it and get back to you. Buys time to consider whether this truly serves you. Notice the cultural pressure to constantly do more, have more, achieve more. This pressure is making us sick. True strength isn't in how much you can handle, it's in knowing your limits and honoring them. When you simplify your life, you create space. Space for rest, for healing, for what truly matters. Space for your body to perform its maintenance and repair work without constant stress and burden. Space for genuine joy and presence rather than constant busyness and distraction. If this message about simplifying and reducing toxins resonates with you, share this video with someone who might need to hear it. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give someone is permission to let go of what's burdening them. Start today with one area. Choose one. Declutter one room or space. Simplify your diet for 1 week. Try intermittent fasting. Say no to one commitment that drains you, or reduce one source of chemical exposure. Take one step towards simplicity. Notice how your body responds. Notice the relief, the lightness, the space you've created for healing. Remember, healing doesn't always come from adding more. Sometimes the most powerful medicine is removing what's been burdening you all along. Less truly can be more health, more peace, more energy, more life. Ancient rule number 9. Community and compassion. Healing through connection. We've explored many practices that might seem solitary: meditation, breathing, mindful eating, simplification. But here's a profound truth that ancient Buddhist wisdom recognized: you cannot heal in isolation. Human beings are fundamentally social creatures, and your health is deeply intertwined with your connections to others. The quality of your relationships and your capacity for compassion both toward others and yours directly impacts your body's ability to heal. Modern research confirms what seems almost paradoxical. When you extend compassion and care to others, you heal yourself. When you're part of a supportive community, your immune function improves, inflammation decreases, and you live longer. Conversely, loneliness and isolation are as harmful to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Connection isn't just nice to have, it's essential medicine. The ancient Buddhist concept of Sangha communities wasn't optional. It was considered one of the 3 jewels of practice, equally important as the teachings themselves and the teacher. They understood that we heal together, grow together, and support each other's transformation. No one achieves lasting health or peace in isolation. The Sangha principle, in Buddhism Sangha, means community. But it's deeper than just a group of people. It's a community united by shared values, mutual support, and genuine care for each other's well-being. In Buddhist tradition, your Sangha is where you practice being human together, where you're seen, accepted, supported, and held accountable. The principle behind Sangha is simple. We are mirrors for each other. In isolation, you can't see your blind spots, your patterns, your growth, or your struggles clearly. In community, others reflect back to you what you cannot see alone. They celebrate your progress, support you through difficulties, and gently challenge you when you're off track. But Sangha isn't just about receiving support, it's about giving it. When you show up for others, listen to their struggles, celebrate their victories, and offer help when needed, something remarkable happens in your own body. Compassion and service activate specific neural pathways and biochemical responses that promote healing. Studies show that people with strong social connections have stronger immune systems, recover faster from illness, experience less cognitive decline with aging, have lower rates of anxiety and depression, and live significantly longer than isolated individuals. Your relationships are literally life-extending medicine, the healing circle. There's a story about a village that was struck by a mysterious illness. One by one, people fell sick with fatigue, pain, and despair. The village doctor tried every remedy he knew, but nothing worked. The illness seemed to have no physical cause, yet people were genuinely suffering. A traveling monk passed through the village and noticed the sickness. But he also noticed something else. Each sick person was isolated in their home, tended by family but cut off from the larger community. Fear of spreading the illness had caused everyone to withdraw. The monk gathered the village in an open field. "Your illness," he said, "is not in your bodies alone, it's in your isolation. You've lost connection with each other, and this disconnection is making you sick." He instructed them to form a circle, everyone together, sick and healthy alike. Then he taught them a simple practice. Each person would place one hand on their own heart and extend the other hand toward the person next to them, not quite touching but close enough to feel each other's presence. "Now," he said, "breathe together. With each inhale, draw in the strength of the circle. With each exhale, release your suffering into the circle where it can be held by all of us. Your pain is too heavy to carry alone, but together we can hold it." They practiced this for just 20 minutes. Something shifted in that circle. People felt their burden lighten. The weight they'd been carrying alone was distributed among many. They felt held, supported, less alone. The monk had them repeat this practice daily, always in circle, always together. Within 2 weeks, the mysterious illness began to lift. People's energy returned. The pain decreased. The despair lifted. The village doctor was astounded what remedy had worked. "No remedy," the monk explained. "They were sick from disconnection. The cure was reconnection. Human beings are not meant to suffer alone. When we face our struggles together, when we extend compassion to each other, when we allow ourselves to be held by communities, itself is medicine." The village continued the practice long after the monk left. They never experienced that collective sickness again. They had learned that their health was interconnected, that caring for each other was caring for themselves. Loneliness as a disease factor. Loneliness isn't just an emotional state, it's a physiological one with measurable health consequences. When you're lonely or socially isolated, your body interprets this as danger. From an evolutionary perspective, being cut off from the tribe meant vulnerability to threats. Your body responds to loneliness by activating stress systems and inflammatory responses. Chronic loneliness increases inflammation throughout your body, elevates cortisol and keeps stress hormones chronically high, suppresses immune function making you more susceptible to illness, increases blood pressure and cardiovascular disease risk, accelerates cognitive decline and increases dementia risk, and increases mortality risk comparable to major health hazards like obesity and smoking. The worst part? Loneliness can become self-perpetuating. When you feel lonely, you often withdraw further, creating a cycle that's hard to break. You might be surrounded by people yet feel profoundly alone if those connections lack depth or authenticity. The antidote isn't just being around people, it's genuine connection. Quality matters more than quantity. One authentic, supportive relationship can provide more health benefits than dozens of superficial connections. The key is feeling seen, understood, accepted, and valued. If you're experiencing loneliness, recognize it as a health issue that deserves attention, just like any physical symptom. Reaching out, joining groups, volunteering, or seeking community isn't luxury, it's essential medicine for your body and mind. Compassion meditation, metta, one of the most powerful practices for cultivating both connection and healing, is metta meditation, often called loving kindness or compassion meditation. This practice doesn't just feel good emotionally, it creates measurable changes in your body and brain. Research shows that regular metta practice increases positive emotions and decreases negative ones, activates brain regions associated with empathy and emotional processing, reduces inflammation markers in the blood, improves vagal tone linked to heart health and stress resilience, enhances social connection and reduces feelings of isolation, and can even increase telomere length, slowing cellular aging. Here's a simple metta practice. Sit comfortably and bring to mind someone you care about. Silently repeat these phrases, directing them toward this person. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with ease. Feel the genuine wish for their well-being. Then, extend these wishes to yourself. May I be safe. May I be healthy. May I be happy. May I live with ease. This self-compassion is crucial. You can't genuinely extend compassion to others if you're harsh with yourself. Next, extend these wishes to a neutral person, someone you see regularly but don't know well. Then, if you're ready, extend them even to someone you have difficulty with. This doesn't mean approving of harmful behavior. It means recognizing their humanity and wishing for their suffering to end. Finally, extend these wishes to all beings. May all beings be safe. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be happy. May all beings live with ease. Practice this for just 10-15 minutes daily. Notice over time how it changes your relationship with yourself and others. Notice how it softens your heart, reduces judgment, and increases your sense of connection to all of life. Service to others as self-healing. Here's one of the most paradoxical truths in healing. When you serve others, you heal yourself. Volunteering, helping, caring for others, these acts of service create powerful healing responses in your own body. Studies on volunteerism show remarkable health benefits for those who serve. Reduced depression and increased life satisfaction, lower blood pressure and reduced cardiovascular disease risk, decreased chronic pain, improved immune function, increased longevity. Volunteers live longer than non-volunteers, and enhanced sense of purpose and meaning, which is itself linked to better health. Why does helping others heal you? Several mechanisms are at play. Service takes you outside your own problems and suffering, providing perspective. It activates the reward centers in your brain, releasing feel-good chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin. It creates meaning and purpose, which are powerful protectors against disease. It connects you to others, reducing isolation. And it reminds you that you have something valuable to offer, boosting self-worth. Service doesn't need to be formal volunteering. Small acts of kindness throughout your day have similar effects. Helping a neighbor, listening genuinely to someone who's struggling, sharing your skills or knowledge, offering encouragement, or simply being fully present with someone. The key is that service must be genuine, coming from authentic care rather than obligation or the need to be seen as good. When service feels forced or resentful, it creates stress rather than relieving it. But when it flows from genuine compassion, both giver and receiver benefit. Building supportive relationships. Not all relationships are healing. Some are actively harmful to your health. Part of honoring your well-being is cultivating relationships that support it and creating boundaries around those that don't. Supportive relationships share certain qualities. They're reciprocal, both people give and receive. They make you feel energized rather than drained. They're accepting, you can be authentic without fear of judgment. They include healthy conflict resolution rather than avoiding issues or attacking each other. And they support your growth rather than keeping you stuck in old patterns. To build more supportive relationships, practice vulnerable sharing. Let people see the real you, including your struggles. This depth of sharing creates genuine connection. Show up consistently. Relationships deepen through repeated presence, not just occasional contact. Listen actively and with genuine interest. Give people your full attention without planning your response or trying to fix them. Celebrate others' successes genuinely, without comparison or envy. Support others through difficulties without taking on their problems as your own. Set healthy boundaries. Supportive relationships include the ability to say no, to have limits, to maintain your own well-being while caring about others. Ask for help when you need it. Allowing others to support you strengthens relationships. It's not a burden. It's a gift to let people contribute to your well-being. Let go of relationships that are consistently harmful. If a relationship leaves you feeling worse about yourself, if it's one-sided, if it involves manipulation or abuse, it's okay to create distance or end it. Protecting yourself from toxic relationships is self-care. Seek out communities aligned with your values and interests. Join groups focused on activities you enjoy, causes you care about, or practices you're developing. Shared purpose and values create strong bonds. Remember, building genuine community takes time. Be patient with the process. Show up consistently, be genuine, offer what you can, and allow relationships to deepen naturally. The investment pays dividends in health, happiness, and longevity. Connection and compassion aren't soft extras in your healing journey. They're essential medicine. Your body knows it's not meant to heal alone. It's wired for connection, designed to thrive in community. When you cultivate compassion, build genuine relationships, and allow yourself to both give and receive support, you're activating some of your body's most powerful healing mechanisms. You are not alone in your healing journey. Reach out, connect, serve, and let yourself be held by community. This is how we heal together. Ancient rule. Number 10. Present moment awareness, the ultimate medicine. We've journeyed through 9 powerful practices, each one a key to unlocking your body's natural healing capacity. But all of these practices, all of this ancient wisdom, converges on one ultimate principle: be here now. The present moment is where healing happens. It's the only place healing can happen, and yet most of us spend very little time actually present. Your mind likely spends much of its time in the pace-replaying conversations, regretting decisions, reliving painful experiences, in the future worrying about what might happen, planning obsessively, anticipating problems. Meanwhile, your body is always here, always now. This disconnection between mind and body, between where you are and where your attention is, creates enormous stress and prevents healing. When your mind is in the past or future, your body responds as if those imagined scenarios are happening now. Worry about a future event triggers the same stress hormones as if the event were actually occurring. Ruminating on a past hurt recreates the same inflammatory response as when it first happened. Your body cannot distinguish between a real threat and an imagined one, only knows whether your mind perceives danger, and it responds accordingly. But in the actual present moment, right now, most of those threats don't exist. Right now, in this precise moment, you're likely safe, breathing, alive. The suffering is usually in the story your mind tells about this moment, not in the moment itself. Living in the now for health present moment awareness presents is perhaps the most powerful healing state you can cultivate. When you're fully present, several remarkable things happen physiologically. Your stress response deactivates. Without thoughts of past or future to trigger fear and worry, your body shifts naturally into its healing mode. Cortisol levels drop. Your heart rate becomes more variable and adaptive, a sign of resilience. Blood pressure normalizes. Your immune system strengthens. Studies show that mindfulness practice, which is essentially present moment awareness, enhances immune function, increases antibody production, and improves the body's ability to fight infection and disease. Inflammation decreases. When you're present, the mental stress that drives chronic inflammation reduces dramatically. Inflammatory markers in the blood decrease measurably with regular presence practice. Your nervous system balances. The constant activation from worry and rumination gives way to a balanced state where both activation and rest are available as needed, rather than being stuck in chronic stress mode. Pain perception changes. While the physical sensation might remain, the suffering around it, the resistance, the fear, the story about what it means often decreases dramatically. Present moment awareness helps you relate to pain differently, reducing its impact on your quality of life. Digestion improves. When you're present during meals, your body can properly activate digestive processes. When you're stressed or distracted, digestion is compromised regardless of what you eat. Sleep deepens. Insomnia is often caused by an inability to be present, with the mind racing about past or future. Cultivating presence during the day makes it easier to access presence at night, allowing natural sleep to occur. The Tea Master's presence. There's a story about a tea master who lived during a time of war and social upheaval. Despite the chaos surrounding him, he remained remarkably healthy and at peace. A young student asked him how he maintained such tranquility when the world was falling apart. The tea master invited the student to watch him prepare tea. The student sat impatiently, thinking this had nothing to do with his question. But he observed. The tea master moved with complete attention. Each gesture was deliberate, fluid, fully present. He boiled the water, listening to its sound with his whole being. He warmed the pot with precise attention. He measured the tea leaves as if nothing else in the world existed. He poured the water, watching the leaves unfurl with complete absorption. The entire process took 15 minutes, yet the tea master seemed to age backwards. His face grew more peaceful, his body more relaxed. When he finally served the tea, his hands were completely steady, his eyes clear and bright. "Notice," he said to the student, "in this moment, preparing tea, is there war? Is there chaos? Is there suffering?" The student looked around. In this room, in this moment, there was only the tea ceremony. Peace prevailed. "But master," the student protested, "the war still exists beyond these walls." "Yes," the tea master replied, "but I am not beyond these walls. I am here. And here, in this present moment, I have everything I need to be at peace. The war is elsewhere, elsewhen. If I must deal with it, I will do so when it arrives at my door, with the same presence I bring to tea. But I will not bring the war into this moment through my worried thoughts. That would be suffering twice, once from the war itself, should it touch me, and once from my fearful imagination of it." The student began to understand. "So you stay healthy because you're always here, not lost in worry." "Precisely. My body is always in the present. When my mind joins it here, my body can relax, heal, function as designed. When my mind abandons the present for fearful futures or painful pasts, my body must remain on alert, unable to rest, unable to heal. Presence is the ultimate medicine." The tea master lived to a very old age despite the turmoil of his times, while many around him succumbed to stress-related illness. His secret was simple. He was always where he was, doing what he was doing, fully present for each moment, nothing more. How worry about past, future creates illness. Let's be clear about the mechanism. Your body's stress response evolved to deal with immediate physical threats. When a tiger appears, your body floods with stress hormones, your heart races, your muscles tense all to help you fight or flee. This response is meant to be temporary, lasting minutes at most. But when you worry about the future or ruminate on the past, you activate this same response for hours, days, or even constantly. Your body thinks it's facing that tiger all the time. The chronic activation of stress systems creates a cascade of harmful effects. Your immune system becomes suppressed. Stress hormones tell your body to conserve resources for immediate survival rather than long-term maintenance like fighting infections or preventing cancer. Your digestive system shuts down. Who needs to digest dinner when running from a tiger? Chronic activation means chronic digestive problems. Your cardiovascular system stays in overdrive. Blood pressure remains elevated. Heart rate stays high. Blood vessels constrict. Over time, this damages your heart and vessels, leading to cardiovascular disease. Your brain changes structure. The hippocampus, involved in memory and emotional regulation, shrinks. The amygdala, your fear center, enlarges and becomes more reactive. You literally become more anxious and less able to regulate emotions. Your cells age faster. Stress accelerates the shortening of telomeres, the protective caps on your chromosomes. Shorter telomeres mean faster aging and increased disease risk. All of this damage from threats that only exist in your mind, not in your actual present moment reality. The tragic irony is that we make ourselves sick, worrying about potential future illness or ruminating on past health issues, creating the very problems we fear. Mindfulness in daily activities. The antidote is mindfulness, bringing your full attention to whatever you're doing right now. This doesn't require adding a formal practice to your day, though that helps. It means transforming ordinary activities into opportunities for presence. Mindful washing. When you wash your hands, face, or dishes, be completely present. Feel the water temperature. Notice the sensation of wetness. Observe the soap bubbles. Don't let your mind wander to what's next. Be fully with washing. Mindful walking. As you walk, feel each footstep. Notice the ground beneath you, the movement of your legs, the swing of your arms. Walking meditation can happen anywhere, not just on formal walking paths. Mindful listening. When someone speaks to you, listen with your whole attention. Don't plan your response. Don't judge what they're saying. Don't let your mind wander. Just listen, as if their words are the most important thing in the world right now. Mindful breathing. Throughout the day, return to your breath. Just 3 conscious breaths can bring you back to the present. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale, notice the pause between. Mindful transitions. Use transitions between activities as reminders to return to presence. Before you open a door, take a conscious breath. Before you start your car, pause and arrive fully. Before you begin eating, take a moment to be present. Mindful technology. Before checking your phone or computer, take a breath and set an intention. Stay present with what you're doing rather than falling into unconscious scrolling. The practice is simple. Whatever you're doing, be fully there. When your mind wanders to past or future, gently return to now, again and again. This is the practice, not achieving perfect presence, but returning to it repeatedly. The healing power of acceptance present moment awareness includes acceptance, not resignation, or passive acceptance of harmful situations, but acceptance of what is right now, in this moment. Resistance to reality creates enormous suffering and stress. Acceptance creates peace and allows appropriate action. When you resist what is arguing with reality in your mind, wishing things were different, fighting against what's already happened, you create stress. Your body tenses against reality. This tension prevents healing. Acceptance means, this is what's happening right now. I may not like it. I may work to change it. But right now, this is what is. Fighting this truth only adds suffering to suffering. With illness or pain, acceptance doesn't mean giving up on healing. It means, right now this pain exists. Right now this is my body's state. I accept this present reality, while also doing what I can to support healing. This acceptance actually supports healing by reducing the stress of resistance. Acceptance includes accepting your emotions. When you resist feeling afraid, sad, or angry, those emotions intensify and lodge in your body. When you accept them, I'm feeling afraid right now, and that's okay, they can move through and release. Acceptance also means accepting your limits. You can't heal everything through willpower. Sometimes bodies are sick, in pain, or limited. Fighting this truth exhausts you. Accepting it allows you to work skillfully with your actual situation rather than the situation you wish you had. Acceptance is not passive. It's the clear seeing of what is, which then allows wise action. You can't solve a problem you won't clearly see and accept. Integrating presence into every moment. The ultimate practice is making presence, not something you do occasionally, but your natural state. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual integration that deepens over time. Start with anchors throughout your day. Choose regular activities to be your presence reminders. The first sip of water or tea each day, washing your hands, opening doors, waiting at red lights. Let these be cues that return you to now. Notice when your mind has drifted. This noticing is itself presence. Don't judge the wandering mind, just notice and gently return to now. This return is the practice, repeated thousands of times. Recognize that past and future exist only as thoughts occurring now. Even when you need to plan or remember, you're doing so in the present moment. The planning itself can be mindful. Practice gratitude for simple present moment experiences. The warmth of sun on your skin, the taste of food, the ability to breathe, the fact of being alive, these exist only now. Appreciation anchors you in presence. When pain or difficulty arises, practice being with it rather than immediately trying to escape. This doesn't mean dwelling in suffering, but fully facing what is, which paradoxically makes it more bearable and often helps it pass more quickly. Share presence with others. Eye contact, genuine listening, being fully there with another person. This creates connection and also strengthens your own capacity for presence. Remember that now is the only time you're alive. The past is memory. The future is imagination. Both occur now if they occur at all. Your entire life unfolds in this eternal present moment. Missing it means missing your life. We've explored 10 ancient rules, 10 pathways to activating your body's natural healing capacity. Each one is powerful alone, but together they form a complete approach to health that honors the wisdom of your body and the interconnection of mind, body, and spirit. These aren't just interesting ideas, they're practices that, when applied consistently, can transform your health and your life. Your body already knows how to heal itself. These practices simply remove obstacles and create conditions where healing happens naturally. Begin with one practice that calls to you, master it, then add another. Let these ancient truths become living practices in your daily life. Your body is waiting, it's been waiting your whole life for you to support it in this way. The power to heal is already within you. These 10 rules are simply keys to unlock it. Use them, practice them, live them, and watch as your body remembers its natural state of health, vitality, and wholeness. Before we part, let me share one final story, a story that brings together everything we've explored. There was once a warrior who had spent his entire life fighting battles. His body bore the scars of countless wounds, and chronic pain had become his constant companion. Exhaustion weighed him down like heavy armor he could never remove. He had consulted every healer, tried every treatment, but nothing brought lasting relief. In desperation, he sought out a remote monastery, having heard of a master who helped people heal what medicine could not cure. When he arrived, broken and hopeless, the master simply smiled and said, "Your healing journey begins now. But I will not heal you. You will heal yourself. I will only show you the way." The master taught him to breathe consciously, and the warrior discovered that breath was more powerful than any weapon he had wielded. He learned to eat mindfully, and food became medicine rather than mere fuel. He practiced sitting in stillness, and in that silence his body finally found permission to repair itself. The master took him walking barefoot on the earth, and the warrior felt energy flow into his tired body from the ground beneath his feet. He taught him gentle movement that didn't force or fight, but flowed like water, and the warrior's chronic pain began to dissolve. He learned to sleep with natural rhythms, and his body finally experienced the deep rest it had been denied for years. The warrior released emotions he had carried since childhood: anger, grief, fear stones he had been holding so long he thought they were part of him. He simplified his life, releasing everything that didn't serve his healing. He joined the monastery community and discovered that giving support to others healed his own heart. And most importantly, he learned to be present, to stop fighting with reality, to accept what is while doing what he could. After 1 year, the warrior was unrecognizable. The pain that had defined his existence was gone. The exhaustion had transformed into vitality. The hardness in his face had softened into peace. He had not just healed, had transformed. Before he left the monastery, he asked the master, "Which practice healed me? Was it the breathing, the eating, the movement, the meditation? Tell me the secret." The master laughed gently. "You still think like a warrior, looking for the one technique, the secret weapon. But healing doesn't work that way. It was all of them together, each one supporting the others. Your breath made your meditation deeper. Your meditation helped you eat mindfully. Your mindful eating gave you energy for movement. Your movement helped you sleep. Your sleep allowed emotional release. Your emotional release opened your heart to connection, and presence tied it all together." The master continued, "You healed because you finally stopped fighting your body and started supporting it. You removed obstacles and created conditions where healing could happen naturally. Your body already knew what to do, you just had to let it. Your journey begins now. You've now received these 10 ancient rulestone keys to unlock your body's natural healing capacity. Rule 1. The power of breath-conscious breathing activates your body's healing response and regulates your nervous system. Rule 2. Mindful eating with awareness and gratitude transforms food into medicine and optimizes digestion. Rule 3. Silence and stillness meditation creates the conditions where deep cellular repair and restoration happen naturally. Rule 4. Movement with intention. Gentle, mindful movement circulates energy, stimulates healing, and maintains body-mind connection. Rule 5. Sleep with natural rhythm. Aligning with nature's cycles allows your body's most powerful healing processes to function optimally. Rule 6. Emotional release. Letting go of stored emotions and practicing forgiveness removes toxic burdens that block healing. Rule 7. Connection with nature. Grounding and forest bathing reduce inflammation, restore balance, and reconnect you with Earth's healing energy. Rule 8. Simplicity and minimalism, removing excess and toxins, creates space for your body to heal without overwhelming burden. Rule 9. Community and compassion. Genuine connection and service to others activates powerful healing responses in your own body. Rule 10. Present moment awareness. Being fully present reduces stress, allows acceptance, and creates the ultimate condition for healing. These aren't just practices, they're a way of life that honors your body's innate wisdom and creates conditions where health naturally flourishes. You might feel overwhelmed looking at these 10 practices. How can I possibly do all of this? You might be thinking. But remember, the warrior's journey didn't master all 10 practices in a day. He began with one, then another, gradually building until they became his natural way of being. Here's your path forward. Choose one rule that resonates most deeply with you right now. Perhaps your body is calling for better sleep, or maybe you feel drawn to begin a breathing practice. Maybe you know you need to release old emotional burdens, or perhaps reconnecting with nature speaks to your soul. Start there. For the next week, focus on just that one practice. Make it simple and achievable. If you choose breathwork, commit to just 5 minutes of conscious breathing each morning. If you choose mindful eating, practice with just one meal a day. If you choose grounding, spend 15 minutes with your bare feet on the earth. Don't aim for perfection, aim for consistency. Small daily practices create profound transformation over time. A river doesn't carve a canyon in a day, it flows persistently, and eventually stone yields to water. Once that first practice becomes natural, add a second, then a third. Let your healing journey unfold organically, guided by your body's wisdom and what it needs most. You're not alone in this journey. Thousands of people around the world are discovering these ancient truths and reclaiming their natural capacity for healing. We're building a community of people who understand that the power to heal lies within, that ancient wisdom still applies to modern life, and that small, consistent practices create extraordinary transformation. Subscribe to our Wisdom Diaries channel so you never miss insights that could change your life. We're creating more content to support your healing journey, diving deeper into each of these practices and sharing more ancient wisdom adapted for modern living. Share this video with anyone in your life who needs this message. Your friend who's struggling with chronic illness, your family member who's exhausted from stress, your colleague who's searching for answers. They deserve to know that healing is possible, that their body already contains the wisdom to heal itself. And please, comment below. Tell us which of these 10 rules speaks to you most powerfully. Share which practice you're committing to start with. Let us know where you're watching from and how these teachings are landing in your life. Your comments create connection, inspire others, and build our community of healing and wisdom. As we close, I want to leave you with this truth. Your body is not broken. It's not failing you. It's doing its absolute best under the conditions you've been giving it. When you change those conditions, when you breathe consciously, eat mindfully, move intentionally, sleep deeply, release emotions, connect with nature, simplify your life, build community, and stay present, your body responds with healing. You don't have to earn health. You don't have to deserve it. Health is your natural state, and these practices simply clear the obstacles preventing your return to that state. May you find the courage to begin this journey. May you find the patience to continue when results aren't immediate. May you find the wisdom to listen to your body's guidance. May you find the support you need in community with others. And may you discover that the healer you've been searching for has been within you all along. Your body knows the way home to health. These 10 ancient rules are your map. The journey begins now, with this very breath, in this present moment. Trust yourself. Trust your body. Trust the ancient wisdom that has guided human healing for thousands of years. The power to heal is already within you. It's time to unlock it. Begin today. Your transformed life is waiting.